So 5, even deeper still. 4, so deep, so relaxed. 3, even deeper still. 10 times deeper. 2, 100 times deeper. And 1, way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper relaxed. There you go. Even deeper. As that hand drops down, allow yourself to go down even deeper still.
Oh, that's so weird.
It's so weird. Is anything normal on this YouTube channel? I've done the hypnosis, I've induced her into hypnosis, and I've got to the end of the deepener, and just then she pops out. She says, it's so weird. What's going to happen next? I've got 9.5 minutes of hypnosis gold in terms of a beautiful tutorial this week with this young lady, so you've got to watch. I always say when you're learning to juggle, you can sneak into the kitchen, you can grab 3 oranges out of the fruit bowl and just practice. But when you're learning hypnosis, you need to practice with human beings. You need to practice with other people. And there's only one way to do that, and that's get out on the streets and do some street hypnosis. You don't want to be practicing with playing clients in a hypnotherapy setting. In this week's tutorial, there's going to be an important lesson for everyone to learn about hypnosis, but especially if you're starting out on your hypnosis journey, you've got to watch this video. You'll see that this girl had a bit of a hangover, so we're going to discuss, is alcohol an important point, and was that the problem with why this hypnosis didn't go right from start to finish, or is that a red herring? You're going to have to find out. Keep watching inside. Hi guys, my name's Turan Mirza. I'm a hypnotist and clinical hypnotherapist, and every week I show you some street hypnosis and then break it down in a tutorial fashion to tell you what's going on in that clip. And this is 9.5 minutes of street hypnosis with lots of information about what happened during the process. So you got to ask yourself, did I hypnotize her? Did it work? Did I get to the first or maybe even a second skit? You're going to have to find out, so keep watching. And after the street hypnosis clip is finished, you're going to want to stay and find out exactly what was going on throughout the clip. Now, when I say there's 9.5 minutes of street hypnosis, during the videoing of this clip, twice there were some camera issues, some issues with the battery. So rather than cut that out, the good news is I record all audio. So the audio was continued even though the video footage paused for a bit. So twice during this you'll see some freeze frame, and when you do see the freeze frame you'll see a little countdown like this here as it counts down. That's counting down to when the video comes back online. So please bear with it, because what happens, what you hear during the non-video bits is just as important and adds a lot of value to understanding about the street hypnosis that I'm going to be discussing in the tutorial afterwards. Not only that, but many people when they're starting out in hypnosis ask me, well, how do you approach someone? How do you get them engaged in wanting to do the street hypnosis? So in line with that discussion there about the little timer, the first 40 seconds of this video is of me bumping into these people and asking this lady, would you like to be hypnotized? So you'll hear the full conversation. So bear with the little timers and the freeze frames, because you're really going to enjoy this. This really is hypnosis at its best, and a great lesson for you to learn about hypnosis, whether you're learning to do street hypnosis or just learning and interested in hypnosis in general. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget, click that subscribe button and that bell notification button next to the subscribe button so you get notified when there's a new video coming out from myself. And if you have any questions, I'm going to break everything down in this tutorial, but I want to hear your comments about this video. And in fact, when I look at the stats, look at the analytics for my videos, a lot of people really focus on watching the street hypnosis and don't stay for the tutorial. So I'm keen to understand, are you one of those people that really enjoys the tutorial? Leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me, are you watching all the way through? I really want to hear from you and understand my demographic on YouTube. So without further ado, let's watch the video.
Are you enjoying QCon?
Yes, having a little look around, yeah.
Would you like to be hypnotised?
No, I'm alright,
No, that's scared me.
No,
a
you
little bit.
thought about it.
I did think
You
about it.
thought about it. Why not?
It scares me a little bit.
Just a little bit. That's good. Just doesn't scare you a lot. So you'd like to try it?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Good stuff. Do you mind how I record?
Hungover there. Yeah, you can record it.
Okay. Okay. Let's stand it. Stand just off
It's
the.
not going to make me do it weird, is it?
I'm not going to do anything weird. It's going to be enlightening and empowering as to how powerful your unconscious mind is. There you go. Good party last night. It's all your fault. You just up about 2 minutes.
Been on for, not too
This
long.
is all kind of freaking out.
Feeling a bit hungover.
So you're happy to be hypnotised?
Yeah.
You're happy to be hypnotised by me?
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever been hypnotised before? Good stuff. And what's your name?
Lauren.
Lauren, look at your hand. Look at the lines in your hand. Pick one spot and one line. That's
Yeah.
right. And just continue to stare at that spot. And notice as I move that hand towards your forehead, notice how in a moment that hand's going to start to move towards your forehead all by itself without any conscious thought on your part. There you go. And it'll get faster and faster in a moment as you're unconscious now. Just focuses all your attention on that spot. And as you focus all the attention on that spot, you can just close your eyes down and continue to allow that hand to just rest there now comfortably, as your unconscious can take you deep inside, somewhere where you can feel empowered to overcome your hangover and find enlightenment in all the unconscious thoughts that you can have now, as that hand just rests there comfortably, as you can listen to my voice, as you can hear all the sounds of people walking past and talking in the background. Just allow that unconscious movement of that hand, to allow that hand to fall down only as quickly as you're ready to go into a wonderful, powerful state of hypnosis. Now, your unconscious knows what it's like to go deeper inside. And the deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go, drifting and sinking down deep inside. All the while, your legs and back will support you as you go into that wonderful place where you can tap into powerful resources inside you now. Your unconscious is ready for me to count from 10 down to 1. With every count I count, just allow yourself to go even deeper. So 10, going deeper. 9, even deeper still. 8, so deep, so relaxed. By the time I get to the number 1, your unconscious will take you to the place that even I couldn't take you to. So deep, so relaxed that every suggestion I make will become your reality. So 5, even deeper still. 4, so deep, so relaxed. 3, even deeper still. 10 times deeper. 2, 100 times deeper. And 1, way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper relaxed. There you go. Even deeper. As that hand drops down, allow yourself to go down even deeper still.
Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird.
Look at me, and sleep now. Way down, even deeper, even deeper. And the deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel. The more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go, drifting and sinking down even deeper. Allowing that wonderful, weird feeling to go all the way through you, to feel enlightened, to feel empowered, as your unconscious takes you somewhere wonderful inside. In a minute, I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3, you can open your eyes, you'll be back with us. But every time I say the word sleep or deeper sleep, your eyes will close, your head will drop down to your chest, and you'll go even deeper still, feeling even better inside. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Sleep, way down, even deeper, even more relaxed. And 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Feeling great. And sleep now, way down, even deeper, even more relaxed. You're doing fantastic. In a minute, I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3, you can open your eyes and be back with us. But when you open your eyes, your legs will feel so comfortable in the position they're standing in right now. It's almost as if you feel like you're locked, you're stuck to the floor, like you're glued, cemented to the floor. You cannot move your feet. And the more you try and move those feet, the more those feet just lock and stick in position. Nod your head, you understand. The more you try, the more those feet just lock and stick in position. You will not be able to move your feet. And the more you try, the more they just lock and stick. So 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. What's that like? Go ahead and try and move your feet. Really try.
I swear to God, that's so weird.
Really try. Really try. Really try.
No.
Can you move? You can't move.
The harder you try, the harder it sticks.
Amazing.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Look at me, and sleep now. Way down, even deeper, even more relaxed. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel, the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go. In a minute, I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3, your feet will no longer be stuck to the floor. Your feet will no longer be stuck to the floor. But just as quickly as those feet become unstuck, that water bottle of yours, you start to feel very thirsty. You'll start to feel really thirsty. Probably already thirsty, that hangover, but you'll feel even more thirsty. You'll feel that dryness on your lips already. And you'll want to take a drink from your water bottle, but that water will feel like it's 10 tons. Just like your feet felt like 10 tons, that water bottle will feel like 10 tons. You will not be able to lift that water bottle. And the harder you try to lift that water bottle, the more that water bottle just seems to stick to the pavement. Now, nod your head that you understand. So 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Move your feet. Okay. Go ahead, take a drink. You look a bit thirsty. Getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Feel it getting heavier and heavier. What's that like?
So weird.
It is. In a moment it's going to be so heavy you will not be able to pick it up. It's going to pull down to the pavement. It's going to pull down to the pavement. Just let it pull down to the point where you cannot lift it. Really heavy. Really try and lift that bottle now. You cannot lift it to your mouth, can you?
Can't pick it up.
What do you see? I'll take it off. Yeah. Look at me. Sleep. Way down. In a minute, on the count of 3, you will be able to lift this water bottle comfortably. But just as quickly as you can lift this water bottle, you forget where your mouth is. Just imagine now your mouth has moved to a different part of your body. You will not be able to find that mouth. The harder you try to find that mouth, just like you try to lift that water bottle, you will not be able to find your mouth. Your mouth is gone. Nod your head that you understand. You're feeling thirsty and thirsty. You'll want to take a drink, but you will not be able to find your mouth. So 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. You're still looking thirsty here. Take a drink. Take a drink and we'll wait. Cannot find it.
It feels like numb.
It's gone. It's moving position now. Notice how it's moving position. Try and find your mouth. Thirsty and thirsty. You cannot find it.
It just feels like numb.
Gone. In a minute, that mouth's going to move to a different part of your body. Now. Try and drink. Try and take a drink. Where's that mouth?
I'm away with it. It's so weird. She's so confused. Oh, my head is away.
Look at me. And sleep now. Way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper relaxed. In a minute, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And finally, I'm just going to count from 1 to 5. And the count of 5, all hypnotic suggestions will disappear. Just as quickly as all the hypnotic suggestions disappear, you will find that that hangover is moving and removing quicker than you ever felt. You will feel full of energy, full of confidence, full of energy, like you've had a 12-hour sleep, like a 6-hour massage. No feelings or thoughts of hangover. That hangover is just gone now. Your unconscious will find a way to make you feel really empowered to enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy the rest of the Q-con and whatever you do for the rest of the day. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, feeling that feeling of hypnosis just disappear from the tips of your toes. 2, washing up through your legs, through your stomach, through your pelvis. 3, take a deep breath in. You will remember where your mouth is, by the way. Just want to throw that one in. Take a deep breath in. Let the energy wash all the way through your head like a fresh mountain breeze, feeling fresh, feeling alive. It's like you never had any element of a hangover now. And 5, stretch and wide awake.
Oh, that was the weirdest.
How do you feel?
Really good. That was so weird.
High 5.
Thanks.
Do you not feel hungry?
Like, I just feel completely away with it. Like,
That's good.
that was mad. Thanks very much. It was a cool
Now,
experience.
for the camera, did you feel at any time out of control?
Yeah. A wee bit.
A wee bit.
Yeah.
A wee bit.
Just like really numb and like it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, really good.
Good experience. There you go. High five.
Thanks very much. That was good.
You next.
fun.
So welcome back and thanks very much for staying for the second part of this YouTube video, the tutorial section. Well, as you saw, I managed to recover that weird little moment during the induction. But before we get to that, let's break down everything. I just want to point out that I've put chapter markers in the video so you can jump to various sections that I'm talking about. So if you're interested in skipping backwards and forwards, please do check out the chapter markers in the video below. So let's take it from the start. Before I even do any hypnosis, I'm just standing there, and again, you can't see it because the video wasn't running, and that's for GDPR compliance. I'll come back to the importance of that in a moment. But I was just standing and I saw people approaching me, and I engaged in conversation. That's as simple as it is. People try to complicate it and say, how do you actually ask someone if they'd like to be hypnotized? You start off with just a general conversation. It can be nice weather today outside, or, oh, you're looking very nice. Would you like to be hypnotized? In this case, I just said, are you enjoying QCon, which is the event I was at and hypnotizing people at. Are you enjoying QCon? Simple as. Doesn't need to be more complicated than just saying, hi, are you enjoying QCon? Now, if they immediately look standoffish and, oh, what are you talking to me for? I might leave it there. But these guys said, yeah, we're having a good time. So at that point, I was able to say, hey, would you like to be hypnotized? Now, immediately, both of them said no. But in that moment, and this is sort of a gut feel at this point, so I'm trying to teach you, but there is an element of gut feel. And it's not a gut feel about being a hypnotist, it's a gut feel about building rapport and understanding whether no means no or no means maybe. So I called the girl on it. I said, you look like you thought about it. And she responded beautifully. She says, yes, I did think about it. But she added, I'm a little bit scared. Now immediately I moved into hypnotic reframing, because I said to her, oh, that's good. So you're only a little bit scared, not a lot scared. So you might as well try it. And at that point she said, okay. If you look at the timing, it's about 20 seconds into saying hi, and I've already got her to agree to give street hypnosis a go. It can be that simple. You don't need to overcomplicate it. So many people say, how do you start? How do you interact with people? You just talk to them. Okay? A very important lesson there, and beautiful. Even though you don't see the video, the audio really well captures and describes that. Now, I talked about the legal side of things, this GDPR, which is General Data Protection Act, and it says that we can't record things without people's permission. Now, I've recorded the audio. Now, if at that point I say, would you like to be recorded, and they say no, that audio is kept as a record that I've asked them and then they've refused. Nobody else hears that, so that's my record. And because it's audio only, generally speaking, GDPR needs two pieces of information. For example, their voice pattern and their face in an image, i.e. video, to identify them. I'm not saying you couldn't uniquely identify that girl just from her voice, but again, I'm not broadcasting it anywhere, I'm just keeping that for my records. But in this case, she said, yes, I'm happy enough to be recorded, and that's the point where we can turn the camera on. And that's why I generally don't have the camera footage until I've got permission. The other side of that is I don't want to run the battery and run the memory card for a long period of time, just recording the people that say, no thanks, not for me today. So there's a mix of those two things to save on battery power and memory cards, and making sure we're compliant legally. So we're 20 seconds in and she's already agreed to be hypnotized, and at that point, if you listen carefully, you'll hear her say, I have a little bit of a hangover. Now this is a good point to let's talk about alcohol and hypnosis. Now, for hypnosis to work, the subject has to comprehend what I'm saying. So if somebody's really drunk and can't understand me, or if they're slurring their words and I can't get feedback appropriately, then you shouldn't hypnotize them. But judge every single situation as it comes, because it's very important that you don't hypnotize someone you feel has a lot of alcohol and might be unsteady on their feet, might have a physical accident by tripping on a curb or something like that. So these are important aspects of alcohol. But in terms of having a glass of beer or a couple of glasses of wine, this is very common especially in a stage show, not so much in the QCon environment where there wasn't any alcohol during the day when I was doing hypnosis, but in a stage show setting, a lot of places are run at events where there's a bar and people will be having a few drinks, drinking a glass of wine before the stage show starts and then getting up on stage. So again, alcohol within limits is fine, but always judge every individual. If you think they're any way unsteady on their feet, if you think there's going to be any physical accidents at all, then please don't hypnotize someone. But in this situation, she was walking along, I'd monitor her walking towards me. There was no drunkenness from her. If she hadn't said I'm a bit hungover, apart from just looking a bit tired, I wouldn't have recognized or identified her as having a hangover or having been drunk last night. But please do keep that in mind. There was another bit of pre-talk carrying out when she said, "You're not going to do anything weird, are you?" At which point I said, "No, we're not going to do anything weird. You're going to learn about how powerful your mind is." Now, a lot of people say pre-talk's very important and you must always do pre-talk. But as you can hear in this video, there was very little pre-talk and I only responded to her questions. So example, if I was to say, "You're not going to let out any deep dark secrets," well, they might not have been thinking that was a concern, and now I've put that concern in their mind. In the same way, if I say to you right now, think of a red-backed book, what are you thinking of right now? Chances are you weren't thinking of a red-backed book 2 seconds ago, but now I've mentioned it, it's on your mind. So equally, I don't want to put in people's minds something that's not a concern to them. So I listen carefully for any concerns they have and I quell those concerns, but generally speaking, I don't labour on the pre-talk. As the video kicks in and she's drinking her water, she says, "This is freaking me out a bit." Now, it's important to listen out for these little comments because it could be a red flag. Now, as you saw, things didn't go 100% smoothly, but hypnosis happened and she accepted suggestions, she was stuck to the floor, etc. So things went well, but listen out for those little red flags, but don't let it put you off giving it a go. Justin Turan's one of my trainers in life, a very good and a very established long-standing stage hypnotist, says "dare to feel," and it's a lovely phrase I love to chant as a mantra for myself, because you just got to go for it. You've just got to give it a go. If it doesn't work, the ground is not going to open up and swallow you.
Don't grab my hand.
No, stay back, you're sinking.
So give it a go. Dare to feel, as Justin would say. Look how much we've talked about, and we're only 40 or so seconds into the video, but straight away I go straight into the induction with a hand-to-face induction by asking her name. As you ask someone's name and put your hand out in a handshaking gesture, people will quite naturally put their hand out, and it's an opportunity to do a pattern interrupt. Now, even in this induction, things don't go the way I want it to, but it doesn't spoil the induction. I move her hand up to her face and say, "Look at a point in your hand and notice how that hand will move towards your face in a moment." And yet it didn't move towards her face. Ah! Disaster. Or was it? No, it wasn't a disaster. Things worked out well. So what did I do? If you watch back, I just changed my discussion. I said, "As that hand rests there comfortably." So I recognized that the hand wasn't moving, and I changed my discussion about what was going to happen next. So I was now guiding her in another direction. I was happy enough that she was already going into hypnosis. As her eyes closed down, she had a very calm, relaxed, still face, and her arm was going into catalepsy as it froze there. They are positive hypnotic phenomenon. So that gave me the confidence to keep on going. I started into the deepener and I started to count her down from 10 down to 1. And as we got down to 1, everything looked to be grand. She was again just listening comfortably. No noises in the background were disturbing her. And I said, "Now, as you go down into the number 1, your hand will move down." And the hand started to move in this nice sort of jerky movement. Once again, a very nice hypnotic movement. But as it moved down, She opened her eyes and went, oh, that's weird. So she felt that happening and she popped herself out of hypnosis. Did I panic? No. I just simply put my hand across her eyes and said, close your eyes down and go back in. I took control, I took command of the situation and just talked her back into that hypnotic state. What's even better is dropping her back into hypnosis was practically a stage 1 of fractionation, dropping her back into trance. So it's not an issue at all. But I move on to more formally fractionate her by telling her every time I ask her to close her eyes down, her head will drop down to her chest and she'll go back into hypnosis and go even deeper. And to reinforce that, I open her eyes and drop her down and open her eyes and drop her down. That fractionates the trance and makes it stronger. Now, I'm always saying this in my videos, the only real way to know if hypnosis is fully accepted is to test. So I tell her her feet are stuck to the floor. And then I count from 1 to 3 and tell her, go ahead and try and move. And notice what happens. Her expression is priceless. Let's watch it again. What's that like? Go ahead and try and move your feet. Really try.
I swear to God, that's so weird.
Really try. Really try. Really try.
No.
Can you move? You can't move.
The harder you try, the harder it sticks.
I can't move, I swear.
Isn't that cool?
That really is hypnotic gold. I love that expression. So now I know she's in hypnosis. Let's move on to the next skit. So I'm happy she's in hypnosis. I'm happy she's accepting suggestions. So it's now to move on to the next skit. So this time my suggestion is that the bottle of water that you saw her drinking from at the beginning of the video is now too heavy to lift. And I give her the suggestion that she cannot lift it. And I actually link that suggestion to the previous suggestion saying just like her feet were stuck, that bottle is stuck to the floor. It's too heavy to lift. And 1, 2, 3, open your eyes, and she tries to lift the bottle. But surprise, is it a failure? Oh my goodness, it didn't work. Or did it? Well, yes, she lifted the bottle, but notice how she couldn't lift it above the side of her body. She was struggling, she could feel it was heavy, and she actually exclaims, oh my God, this is weird. So I am getting hypnotic phenomenon, but not the way I want it. But that's okay. As I've said before, hypnosis is not about me taking control of her, it's about giving her an experience that she's happy enough to experience. And for her, she was able to lift it, she was in control of what she did, but there was still hypnosis happening. So again, from my perspective, second time around, she didn't move her hand towards her head during the induction, and now she lifted the bottle, but still it wasn't a perfect lift. And this is important, just to take a little sidestep. This is important from a hypnotherapy point of view. If you're interested in doing hypnotherapy, I still say it's important to play around in a sandbox environment, play around with street hypnosis, because it gets you used to understanding how people receive suggestions, how they respond to suggestions, how much hypnosis is actually taking effect, and again, who's in control. And you don't want to do that in a therapeutic setting. You want to understand these principles of hypnosis in a playful environment where you can really understand and learn. So I hope that makes sense. So as she's struggling with that bottle, I go for one more thing. I say, now I notice how it's getting heavier and heavier. What I'm trying to do is get it to feel so heavy that it pulls down, and she sets the bottle down. But ta-da, she's in control of that as before, and she doesn't set it down. Do you call this a failure? I don't. It's just the way things work. She's in control, and I move on smoothly. And if I move on smoothly and without hesitation, everyone watching behind camera doesn't notice it as an issue and enjoys the entertainment. It was still very entertaining to see how she reacted to that bottle not being lifted. Now it's time for the next skit, just before the first failure of the camera. So I'm telling her to drink from the bottle. She can lift it now, but she can't find where her mouth is. 1, 2, 3, wide awake, and what happens? Once again, it's happening on her terms. She's in control of it, even though she felt she wasn't in control. Now she could find her mouth. She was going here, but she wasn't able to drink. And she said her mouth is numb, almost as if, like in the movie The Matrix, her mouth had disappeared. It was numb. It wasn't existing where she thought it should do, even though she was sort of pointing towards it. She was laughing and saying, I swear to God, I can't find it. It's numb. Beautiful, beautiful responses from her. Again, hypnotic gold from this subject. At that point, the camera failed, but you can still hear the audio and it was worth listening to. I hope you listened all the way through. She had a nice phrase when she couldn't find her mouth. She said, my head's away. A nice Belfast phrase indeed. My head's away, she says, and she couldn't find it. So for me, I called it a successful skit. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Was it a success? Was it a failure? Maybe somewhere in between. I don't know. Give us your feedback. I really appreciate your understanding of how this skit went. So at that point I realised the camera was an issue, and I thought we'd had good fun with this girl, so let's count her out of hypnosis and bring her out. So I start the process of counting from 1 to 5 to bring her out of hypnosis, and as I'm doing that, first of all, you hear me say, and by the way, you can't remember where your mouth is. It's important to remove any of those suggestions that you've implanted before. Even though the hypnosis is removed, those suggestions could last if you didn't bring them out. So I count her out, but on the way out, because she had mentioned she had a bit of a hangover earlier, I say, and when you wake up, you're going to feel fantastic, like your hangover has disappeared, like it's gone. So I'm giving very positive suggestions to lighten her mindset about her hangover state. It's a little bit of a hypnotic gift, as I say, for being such a good subject. So if there's any opportunities to give someone a nice positive suggestion on the way out, always do that in a street hypnosis setting. It's like a thank you for being part of the show, as it were. The video comes back on just so you can hear her say, that was mad, which is a good compliment in Northern Ireland. She says, that was mad, but thank you very much. So she really enjoyed the experience. It was uplifting and educational, just as I'd said at the start. And maybe that was a little hypnotic suggestion to implant right at the beginning for the end as well. But bottom line is, I think you'll agree, she really enjoyed herself. Even the bits where you didn't see the video and only had the audio, you can tell she had a good time. The final bit of the video, the final little shot after another pause, was where I got her feedback. I said, well, at any time did you feel out of control? I mentioned that earlier, that normally I do ask that because most people will say no. Interestingly enough, I thought I was going to be out of control, but I felt in control the full time. But she said a little bit out of control. Now, she'd already thanked me and it was clear she enjoyed the experience, but I just wanted to say, but you did have good fun, didn't you? And I want to get that, again, acknowledgement to make sure that she walked away having a positive experience, and it was clear from those final responses that she really had a good time. It's always important to leave a subject feeling very positive about the experience. I even give her a high five to seal that conversation. So I hope you liked that video. Make sure you give that video a thumbs up. Make sure you give it a like, and don't forget, click the big subscribe button and that bell notification button next to the subscribe button so you get notified every time I put a new video out. I release a new video every Sunday, but do hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. And finally, I've done a lot of description today. I really hope you enjoyed that description, and I hope you've been leaving comments all the way through. But if you haven't, now's the time. Leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me what you think. As I said just before the clip started, I'm interested to know, do you enjoy these tutorials? The analytics, as you see here, sort of dip off after the street hypnosis, and not everyone stays for the tutorial. So tell me, do you want to see more of these? Do you enjoy it? Have you learned something from it? I want to know. Just don't say, that was really good. Tell me what you learned. I'm keen. I'm interested to have that discussion with you. If you like the full set, which is induction and then skit after skit after skit to emerge them at the end, I'm going to leave you with this full set from last year's QCon. It really was fun. It's getting lots of hits at the moment, so check that out. It's coming up on the end screens now, and I'll see you next week.